Hey guys, I'm recording a new daily format here where I'm going to do daily check-ins of everything I'm doing. It's mostly a way to keep myself accountable, but also for data as we go back in time to try to figure out what worked, what tweak moved the needle in a certain way, and just have very good documentation as best as I can do with still having a life with two kids and a demanding job and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have. Let me remove this so it's a little bit easier for you to see. Is I'm gonna every day I'm gonna attempt. I'm gonna attempt every day to have a very short video like the one I'm doing today. That's gonna go over these topics. So I'm gonna go over yesterday. So what all my inputs were so into my body, so from food, insulin, any other experiment we were doing with like supplements, natural sunlight, anything like that. So what was actually done, anything that I noticed about myself as a result of those inputs. We're going to quickly go over the blood and glucose and my feeling and energy and mood, because those are kind of how things are impacted here. Okay, and then I'm going to quickly go over what I'm planning to do today. I'm going to do these in the morning. All right. So this is my first one. So I'm going to use this as a guide just for myself. So I'm going to go um, back over here. So yesterday was kind of an interesting day from a glucose perspective because, well, one thing that the first thing that I noticed is I'm getting down. It's around midnight. I was getting down to around 100, and I'm slowly creeping up. So I wake up around 6, right? So it's a very slow creep up, and I've had this occasionally in the past, but not when I was eating as good as I'm eating. Like right now, I'm doing a very strict, low fat, whole food, plant based diet. And so usually when I've done that in the past, I have a very flat line. And so one of my theories on this is I have been doing more of a higher carb version of that. And so I believe that I don't have my insulin stores plentiful for nighttime by the time I go to sleep, because I've been using them with some out of range numbers from insulin usage. Okay, so that's one of my theories there. I'll have to test that. Now, but the other thing interesting about yesterday, I was really trying to keep it in a range, and I had higher carb meals. So for lunch, I have to check actually Instagram. What did I eat for lunch? Okay, we need to go to type what? I need to log in. So yeah, things like this. I'll have to have all this done before I. Ah, man, I have no idea what my password is for Instagram. Probably a Facebook. I don't know. Well, anyway, let me just use my phone. Sorry about that. So, so yesterday I ate. Oh yeah, I had some fruit for lunch. So yeah, and bread. Oh my god. So yesterday for breakfast, where's my breakfast? Yesterday for breakfast, I had a my supplement shake for digestive, replenishing my gut biome and the leaky gut type of stuff. It was, and then I also had oatmeal with flaxseed, coconut flakes, and hemp seed. And then I did a small workout, like a muscle warm up, I call it. It's like a full body dumbbell workout with light weights. And then I did a 2 mile run. And then I was still a little bit hungry, so I snacked on some. We had uh, a delivery of it's called Farm Fresh to You. So I had these nice vegetables and fruits in my face, and I was kind of hungry, so I ended up snacking on them. So I had like kiwis and carrots and stuff. and then shortly after that, because that's like breakfast at, I don't know, 8 o'clock, and then the run, and then a snack, and then the snack was probably at like 11, and then I started eating lunch around 12. So around 12, I had a soup that was had potatoes in it, white potatoes, and then we also had the last part of this buckwheat bread, so whole food, plant based, vegan buckwheat bread that had a little bit of white flour in it. So I kind of regret that. Okay, I just went out of range. I should be on my run right now. I need to work out all my logistics here. Um, and then I had fruit, so I was still hungry, and I had some mangoes. I had it frozen, so I had mangoes and papayas that were thawed out. So lots of carbs for lunch. I had 3 pieces of that bread, and there was about a potato and a half, a small potato and a half. So lots of carbs, and I did a few units of insulin. Then I think altogether for lunch that was like 3 units of insulin. So that's what this spike came from. And then what I did is I've been doing 50 air squats, 20 minutes and 40 minutes after I eat. And so that happened around here. And then so it really slowed down the acceleration, even though I was already out of range. It slowed it down, and then the insulin kicks in with your blood flowing well. Circulation circulates all that insulin, and then woof, went right back down. So I had these, and this is a spike out of range, but it's only out of range for 115 for less than an hour. 30, what is that? 45, 35 minutes. So it's about half an hour. I was out of range, which is crazy. I mean, that's crazy for me. I'm not used to that. Usually, if I go out of range, it's kind of this long tail that takes forever to come down. So anyway, I was really happy with that. So it's kind of like these short, spiky things that kept happening to me for dinner as well. I did more potatoes for dinner. I had a lot for dinner. I had a lot for dinner. I had more of the potatoes. I have to go here. I had my pictures here don't really do it justice. I just kept eating and eating and eating. I was just so hungry. I had I had the veggie soup with the potatoes, tofu, carrots, and celery. I had corn tortillas, Brazil nuts, a whole grain pita bread that was stuffed with raw onions, kale, and salt. I had peanuts and Lily's low glycemic chocolate chips. And I started all that mess at 81 blood glucose. So I started low, and I was dropping. I was down in here. So I was feeling a little bit hypo, but not really. And then I only took 2 units of insulin. So I had like a grip. So the whole grain pita bread is like whole wheat, right? And it was a full pita bread, so it's a fair amount. And then so I felt like I was still getting my insulin from lunch hitting me. And I went, I ate all that food. I had 2 units of insulin during, right after dinner, or right before dinner, and then I was able to. I think I just peaked out of range. Yeah, I just peaked out of range here. So my range is I try to stay at 140. So I just went out of range a little bit and came right back down, and then kind of did this little dip, and this is probably the whole wheat hitting me a little bit, and then it came right back down. So anyway, that was my day yesterday for glucose. Feeling well. I didn't get a full 8 hours of sleep. I did feel tired, so I had it on my to-do list to take a nap. I had not really a nap. Didn't feel like I fully went asleep, but I was resting for about 20 minutes. Energy, yeah. So the energy was okay. My mood was okay. It was fairly calm throughout the day. And I was able to get some stuff done for work, which was good. The only things that were new or different were the pita bread. I hadn't eaten that. Having potatoes for 2 meals in a day, which is way more than normal. And the reason I'm choosing potatoes is because I've been doing some research on my ancestry based on my DNA. So I have a lot of French and German and Irish and English roots. So Potatoes is a big natural plant from those regions, along with other like ground vegetables, carrots and beets and stuff. Okay, so for today, I'm supposed to be on my run right now. So my plan was to have my supplement shake that has sugar in it, guys. It's like it's supplement for normies, right? So they try to make it taste good, and I don't like that it has sugar in it. So it by itself will make me go pretty high if I don't do any exercise. And then I had some oatmeal. Today I had oatmeal with hemp seed, chia seed, and flax seed, with no blueberries in it, and no coconut. So I had about a cup of that. I'm going to go my run right now, and hopefully I won't need to have any insulin after that. Now for my experiments, I started writing, okay, what are my experiments? And it turns out I have a grip of them. I always felt like I had a lot, but when you write them out, it's just like, oh my God. So I'm not going to go over each one of these individually, but what I'll do is I'll update. Yesterday was Tuesday, 28th. So I wouldn't say I woke up with good energy. I had good evening energy. So I'm not going to explain all these right now, but I'm going to quickly go through it and set them. So I did eat low-fat, whole food, plant-based for all of those. I did not get 8 hours sleep, but I took a nap. I did my I did my red glasses at night, but I was on the computer a little bit. I was a little behind for some work stuff. I was not asleep before 10 last night. And I did not wake up. Actually, I did wake up without an alarm. No, it wasn't at 6. It was later. I've been staying up a little bit later and sleeping in a little bit later. So I did run, did my muscle exercise warm up. I did post meals for all of these. So I did my squats for all of those. I was really good on that. I did that yesterday. I did that today as well. And I did my nighttime one. I didn't do my afternoon one. For hydration is really good for circulation and distributing your insulin. That's why I do that. Sun exposure, I think I did good at this one. I didn't do my evening one. I didn't do affirmations yesterday. I did my pills and my powder. I need to split that out because that goes for every meal. Didn't have coffee or tea. I did have caffeine in chocolate, so I'm counting that. I did not feel stressed. I did not feel depressed. All right. Illness. I did take my multivitamins. I did take my silvers. I did not have any illness, and I did not have the deep fatigue, although I wasn't like bouncing off the walls with energy. So I did insulin after breakfast. Wait, let me see. I need to document these better on my Instagram. So I don't think I did. I think I did insulin, small amounts for both of those. I did 3 here. I had snacks. I was eating a lot yesterday. I did a small amount there, and I did a small amount there. So I did kind of a lot of insulin. Oh, I need to do the amounts. I think it was 2, 1. These are units of insulin. 3, 2, 2. So I did 10 units yesterday. Now my macros and carbs I was not counting, and I'm gonna have to do this better when I capture my meals. Okay, so I don't know what these are. But that's what my day looked like for yesterday. Pretty good, all things considered. I want my energy to be up, and you can see it's going to be probably mostly related to my sleep. The other thing it could be related to is, my family has all been sick. The kids are better now. My wife still has a cough, but she feels fine. So Yeah, she's at the very tail end there, but I noticed my body was fighting that a little bit last week, and on last Friday and stuff. So I was tired from extra tired from that, even though I didn't wasn't actually sick. My body was tired as if it was sick, so I didn't have any of the runny nose or sore throat, thanks to all my supplements. Okay, so that's my long version of my short daily check-in. I'll have to refine these things as we go forward. And I hope you have a wonderful. Today is a Wednesday. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Take care. Bye.